What's up? Big Cheds. Tuesday night. We're having some fun, crypto family. Another emergency live stream. We're just hanging out. What's going on? These are real quick. I'm just kind of messing around. This is no big deal. I'm glad you joined me. Thanks for hanging out. Let's jump right in. What is it? It's the 30th day. It's November 30th. What's going on with Ethereum? So this is kind of a variety show. This is kind of an emergency live stream. Give you a little taste of what's going on. Start out with the free stuff. Of course, I'm on Twitter. I'm at Big Cheds. Hopefully you enjoy that content. Try to do kind of academic observations, trading psychology, all that good stuff. Go to YouTube. Go to Crypto Banter. Hit subscribe. Go to the playlist. Check out Trading Wisdom. I have a nice weekly show with them. Great content, great guests. Check that out. Go to my YouTube channel if you don't mind. Please hit that like. Please hit that subscribe button. Go to playlists. I'm the author, Trading Wisdom. 50 lessons every trader should know. Available on Amazon, paperback, Kindle, hardcover. I actually have Audible coming out in like a few weeks. So I'm excited about that. But if you can't afford the book, check out the free version. It's on my YouTube channel. Go to Trading Wisdom. I'm going to do every chapter. I've done 9 so far. So give it some time. I'll get them all out there. Check out the educational live streams. If you're new to Twitter, if you're new to trading, start here. I explain my method. I explain how to understand support and resistance, how to kind of identify your trade, the basics, the things you need to know to get started. Check them out. Long form analysis. I don't do them that often because I'm a founding analyst at Bitcoin.live, best-in-class educational platform for crypto, and I do 2 long-form updates there every week. We have an unbelievable sale right now. Check that out. You can get a quarterly membership for under $100. That's a great option. Not just my content, all the other contributors. So I'm going to start out tonight. Let's go to the chat room. I'm going to say hi. I'm going to catch up. What is up? Wael, Johnny, Kappa, Butter, Crypto Born, a lot of people. So, I may not be able to keep up with the chat room. I read it later, honestly, because I'm focused on the show. So let's go look at Ethereum right now. So what are we looking at? We're looking at something called a throwback or a bullish retest. Let's go to the book. Let's go to let's go to lesson 44, right? All right, so lesson 44, title is, let's get it up here on the screen for you. For people who don't have it at home, let's get you going there. Lesson 44. Wait for the retest, all right? If you think you missed your entry, just wait for the retest. More times than not, after a breakout, the price likes to come back and retest that broken resistance. Earlier in this book, we talked about the concept of being patient and waiting for a good opportunity. In my experience, the best entries come from a retest of support. So let's dive into the most common types of setups that use this strategy, right? Lesson 44, Trading Wisdom. So why is this important, right? A throwback is a bullish retest, not a back test. People say back test all the time. That's a misnaming. It's a retest, right? Where the price, now let's look at the price. I'll talk about it. You see an example, right? A throwback is a bullish retest where the price breaks through resistance, breaks through resistance, okay? And then after a period of time, right? Actually, let's be a little more precise. Okay, after a period of time, it's more lower time frame, even on the 1 hour. Okay, let's clean that up a little bit. Okay, let's go to the 1 hour. I have my book in one hand. It's funny. So, all right, a period of time. Here you go, 4 hours. Okay, so you have the breakout right here. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4 hours, right? 4, 5, 6 hours. You come back, you throw back. You bullishly retest that broken level, right? In the book. Throwbacks are my favorite type of setup because you're by definition buying weakness in an uptrending chart. Be patient. If the breakout has already happened, right? There you go. Be patient. Wait. Be patient if the breakout has already happened and instead wait for the price to come back and retest that new support. I mean, come on. I mean, it's textbook, right? Wait for opportunity, right? Wait for the retest. So that's what you do. I mean, these are clean charts. You missed it. Nah, let's be a little more patient. I'm going to wait for the retest. So that's a really nice long setup. What do you folks think about that? Let me know in the chat room how it's going. Todd says, give ETH a chance. Carlos says, what's up? A bunch of other people say thank you. Hey, Brian, thank you. No problem. Enjoying the stream. What's up, Paul? All right, so that's the concept. That's a bullish retest. I mean, if you're bad at trading like me, I like to buy an uptrend that's dipping back to a pretty well-defined level. You know, I like to buy an uptrend that's dipping back to a pretty well-defined level. That gives me the ability to buy something that is probably going to continue with or without me. And I'm buying at a key level, right? I'm buying there on the prior breakout. So that's your throwback. That's wait for the retest. Be patient, right? You don't have to chase it. You gotta buy the dip in the uptrend. Like, so many of my mistakes, so many of my bad trades are just I see green and I just, I'll get a taste. I scale in, right? I'm scaling in. I'm doing the right thing, right? But I'm buying like the overextension because I'm not following my rules. I'm not looking for that kind of that discount entry. You got to be a discount buyer. Think about it that way. That's why the throwback works. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Can you show what indicators you like to? So John Russell. So folks, you got to do this. You got to go to my educational live streams. All right. I did one like a week and a half ago. It's over an hour. I explained my whole setup. Every indicator, I explained to you like what volume is, how to use volume. I mean, I do the whole thing. You have to watch these. If you're asking the question, you got to go watch those. All right. Watch my educational live streams. I did that to help me because I get asked the same questions over and over again, right? A million times over. ETH dominant. So, Lila, like think about ETH right now, ETH BTC, Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Look at that on the 1 hour. We've had an acceleration short term. You're getting kind of a longer term breakout. And look at that. We're retesting that breakout level, that May high. So Ethereum is strong versus Bitcoin. You don't see this. Let's talk about Bitcoin. You don't see this when Bitcoin is leading the pack. Bitcoin's consolidating, and we actually started to see this strength in October. I started to get the most. This is interesting. Look what Ethereum's doing now. 47.60, incredible strength, right? Let's go to like a weekly view. Incredible strength. We talked about the throwback. There's a point I want to make on SHIB. I'll do that later in a minute. But look at that incredible strength and relative strength to Bitcoin. Right? Bitcoin, okay, bulls, their argument right now, potential inverted head and shoulders continuation with a complex shoulders and head, multiple shoulders. But like it's early. You don't even have a right shoulder yet. So here's an opportunity to talk about a head and shoulders. The only way to play it is to wait till it either confirms or invalidates. If it invalidates, you break the right shoulder and it continues, but you don't have a right shoulder here to break. This, it's not formed enough for you to start to look to form a trade, perhaps other than breaking what might be a neck baseline, which is 60K, right? And 60K makes sense because if you kind of zoom out, you take 60K, that's the bottom of the double top that already completed. What do I mean by that? You have the two thrusts, you have the initial thrust, October, and then you have that thrust in November with the higher high. Essentially, this is a lower time frame, 4 hour. I'll show you in the daily, right? You have that the October, 2021, and then you have the up thrust here with the bearish harami and the outside bar, right on the 9th and 10th. That's your profit taking signal. You see that, you kind of confirm, you break middle of channel, you come down, and you kind of test a really well established demand or support area, and you break that, right? It's a double top. It's well defined. You have time interval in between the peaks. You have sufficient distance between the peaks and the troughs or the lows. You have everything you need for classical charting. You simply take the height from the top to the bottom, the peak to the trough, if I can find the buttons one of these days. And you kind of do it. You kind of extend it down from your breakdown point. And you kind of already did it. Boom. At classical charting, it's beautiful. The targets are obvious. It bounces at the same area, the 53K, the kind of macro lower high, the area we've been watching. So everything's pretty textbook. But like, if bulls are going to continue, they have to get above the 60K level. That's the level. It's very obvious. That's quite obvious. But Ethereum. But the point I was perhaps making or trying to make earlier is that with this Ethereum strength, that doesn't bode well for Bitcoin. And I actually started to look for a local Bitcoin top back here on October 21st, and I was early. Right? And we saw the head and shoulders, became the flag, the failed bull flag that didn't continue, right? I was a little bit early, but we started to look for the top because Ethereum was running and the rest of the market was running. So if Ethereum is going to continue, that makes it more likely that if the price can rally and retest the broken support level of 60K, it's more likely to reject there. And because that's the case, if it can recapture that area, that's an excellent long signal or long trigger. So that's kind of how that's laying out. I'll do SHIB real quick and I'll go to the chat room. there's a short, like SHIB had a great short setup today because you had that huge bounce, you had that nice, potential kind of, continuation, reversal kind of thing going on, the diagonal, and then you got your horizontal break, right? You got your lower high, initial lower high break, and you accelerated so high, you nearly hit that other upper Bollinger, and you hit that high from November 19th. You can observe, right? Your job is to observe. You can observe you broke that high, and when you came back below, you initiate a short. So you're clean. You're in clean on a short from like 5,200. That was a real nice clean short. And by now, you've already moved your stop loss lower into profit. Maybe you've moved your stop loss right there, just above that high, right? You're in real good profit. So always pay attention to when a resistance level is broken and then lost, immediately thereafter. Or the same thing with support, because you can use that to kind of structure your trade. Salman's asking about Matic. I'm happy to do it, man. Let's take a look. Matic is the play on Matic's always been MA200. That's kind of the deal. It's been MA200. You've seen how the price has respected that. And when you have this type of a long-term moving average, which is not only rising, showing an uptrend, when the price is respecting it, when the price is bouncing off of it, you want to continue to use that as the foundation of your trade thesis, your trade idea. Watch the MA200. Hitch, you want me to ask GRT? Let's check it out. I know I'm missing a ton of questions, folks. I'm going to read this later, and I'm going to say, wow, those are some great questions I missed, so I apologize I missed your question. But I'm in the moment. I'm just having fun, and if I don't get to it, maybe next time, okay? GRT, I mean, graphite was super strong earlier in the year, but there's better stuff to play right now, unless you're holding it and your whole thing is like you're a hodler. But if you're a trader with active funds and you're looking for plays, you see this, you pass immediately. There's about a 2 seconds before you move on to the next play. So you're either in this and you're kind of hoping it bottoms here, but as a trader, you're not looking to put your money into something like this. Play strength. Uni, any interest in Uni? It had been so strong once upon a time, right? And then I had been so many fake breakouts here at 28. No interest in Uni. Look at that. It's a horrible chart. Way below the May highs on the kind of the dead cat bounce. Bottom Uni looks terrible. Uni looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. ADA. So ADA, I'm in a long on ADA actually because it was something there's a thing, right? I talked about it last video where you have a plan ahead of time and it's like, the price is at 210 and you're like, well, if it gets to 150, I want to buy. But once it gets there, it's hard to have conviction. Well, I had conviction. I followed through. But it's been a pretty weak bounce so far. It's not the kind of response I want to see. We have really what's most likely to happen is EMA 8, continued rejections. You have continued, it looks like the trend's going to continue down most likely. So the longs I have, I've already stopped out of like more than half of the longs because I kind of moved them up. I think I took the bottom of this spinning top here on the 29th because that was kind of this area. It's like when it lost this, it was a sign to me momentum was kind of on the way down. So I still have some longs. We'll see what happens. I might even try actually re-entering kind of the 145 level, but it might take 140. I know a lot of people actually went long trigger at 140, and I had waited till 150, so maybe 140 retest. But it's not the response I wanted to see on ADA. But it's still a profitable trade as of now. Let's see. Sol. Let's talk about Sol for MS. What's going on? Good to see you guys. 514 of you brave Sol. Listen, if you're watching this, thank you for watching. Hit like. Please hit like. Please hit subscribe. Watch the free videos. Watch those masterclass educational webinars. It will help you. Also save me time. Like a lot of the questions you can get answered by watching those. Like those are there for you. Take advantage of that. And my best advice to you is bet less. Right? Unless you're a profitable trader right now, whatever your money you're risking, divide by 5. Bet way less until you figure it out. You just need time and experience. I'll look at Sol. I'll look at Luna. Luna's relative strength. Sol, so potential kind of a head and shoulders, but not so much. I really just see a falling channel back to the key. Here's the thing. It's not about naming. And yes, you can see a head and shoulders, but it's about holding this level. You're already in danger, undeniable danger. You have evidence of trend weakening without a question. All these closes below the MA50. That's obvious. Obvious, right? So that's, anybody can tell you that. Any chart technician can tell you that, and they can show you this resistance. So it's one of those things where you've built up so much credit. You know, you think about like a relationship where you've done so many favors for someone. Then you're like allowed to mess up a little bit at one point, and you mess up. You're like, I messed up a little bit, but you're still in such good shape, and that's kind of what I would say for Sol. So what's going on? So let's just kind of, what are we doing here? How long have we been going here? Let's just wrap it up pretty quickly. What else did I want to say? I talked about the throwback. I talked about SHIB. Let's just kind of check out the chat room. Anything interesting is today? Yeah, outside bar. So Bitcoin is an outside bar today. And actually, people want to know the monthly close too. Let's kind of get into that. So we do have an outside bar. It's, you know, this definitely. So here's what I'm looking at. Like everyone's excited, and you got to stop getting excited at what's a counter trend rally. Like everything is context. Like this bounce off. You're supposed to bounce off the lower Bollinger, and thanks to my man John Bollinger, who actually I may be having like an interview with in some point next year. I'm trying to talk to him about that. But anyway, you're clearly, context is that's the key level, right? You know that. You know, the number one rule of TA is listen to the price. Listen to the price. You got that key level. And then you've got this like lower Bollinger, you're going to bounce. And in a downtrend, you bounce to kind of the falling resistance. And here it's the EMA 34, the yellow line. It's below 60K. Like, it's what I was saying on BCL on Sunday. It's like you're looking to short 59.60 until proven otherwise. It's a level you expect to fade. So what's interesting is earlier in the day, we had the outside bar that was like closing near the top. And that would have suggested strength and a likely test of 60 and a likely flip. But you kind of closed here pretty weak. So, you know, the outside bar in this context shows that the bulls have kind of run out of cards right now. And the bears are saying, listen, this is our trend. We've got the clear series of lower highs, got the outside bar after the 3 green. I mean, bulls are so itching for a narrative. I had people asking me, is this three white soldiers? I mean, I saw one white soldier. Like, if this is a white soldier, that's a pretty loose definition to me. If this November 27th candle on light volume, essentially a bullish harami on light volume, just a little minor relief rally candle, if you're calling that a white soldier, I mean, anything, come on. You got to have a more stricter criteria. That's why you keep buying the pumps and buying the top. Stop listening to the moon boys. Understand it's just about key support resistant flips. You lost 60K, you dropped to 53. Every underside test it's like a 60-40 or 70-30 short. That's why you're looking for shorts in all these bounces. And here you had an upthrust in Bitcoin too. It was like an obvious upthrust right here. Boom. Right? You had the same thing. Like, that's so easy. You shouldn't be looking to like hero long these minor pumps in a corrective phase. You got to understand, right? Broke above that high and came back below. It's like super easy short, right? I had shorts from earlier. I added on there. I mean, so you got to trade with the trend, not against it. That's what's going on with Bitcoin monthly close. All right. What do we got? What have we got? I mean, so look, it's a higher high and a higher low from the prior month. That's bullish. The bull case is, look, I started the month at 43K and I closed near the top, really to the top of the range. So this is like I give this I'd say it's a good candle for bulls. It's not a great, but I'd say this is like a pretty good candle for bulls because you could have maybe had one of these candles. And of course, it's all about the follow through. But if you'll observe that May 1st month candle was heavy volume. This is just kind of a consolidation. Like, you're churning at the top of this range. That's bullish. I mean, you're talking about monthly. If that's your scale and you're like MicroStrategy and you're buying for 100 years out or whatever, look at this. The price is it's a bullish chart above the EMA 8. Look where you closed in relation to that pump earlier in the year. So you had that huge move earlier in the year. You dropped, you found support, and you're pretty much right back at all-time highs. So that's a good monthly candle. But like, if you're trading, you're not trading in the monthly candle. You're looking at the daily chart. You understand bears have the edge right now. You understand that you have to think about like jump balls in basketball and who you give the edge to. The guy who's like a foot taller. The little guy might have hops and better timing, So that's why it's 70-30, 60-40. You got it. That's why you're fading these bounces, these counter trend rallies. All right. That's where I'm at. I'm Big Cheds. I'm on Twitter. Check me out at Big Cheds. I try to respond. If I don't respond, like, don't take it personally, but I do enjoy kind of back and forth. I put a lot of stuff like on YouTube, basically to make it easier on myself and easier on you, right? Go check out the live streams, the educational live streams. Check out the book. I've got the whole book. I'll do the whole book for free eventually, okay? All 50 lessons. I do one every 3 or 4 weeks, okay? We did a little bit from that retest one earlier, all right? I do a great show on Crypto Banter on YouTube. Hit subscribe. Go to playlists. Hit Trading Wisdom. I get great guests. It's a wonderful platform. I'm proud to be part of that team. Check that out. And if you liked my TA, right, you like how I talk about crypto and classical charting, if you want me to kind of, you want a little more of that type of long form analysis, check out Bitcoin.live. I post 2 videos, long form, twice a week. It doesn't matter if I'm on vacation. I will give you an update. I'm all about it. I love you folks. Appreciate it. So we have an amazing sale right now. The Cyber Week, Cyber Monday week sale, quarterly membership. Check it out. I'm very proud of being part of that. So I really appreciate. What did I miss anything? Check out the book. Oh, so the book's on Amazon, of course. Audible's coming out in like 3 weeks. I'm almost done with it. So I heard you. The people were asking for it. I heard, almost ready. It'll be out pretty soon. So I appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you're having a great time out there. Listen, so if you're having trouble, risk less. And also, maybe more importantly, is every single trade you enter, before you enter, you have to know when the trade fails. A long or a short, whatever you're doing, you have to write it down on paper. You're risking money. This is no joke. Stop treating it like a hobby. Stop treating it like it's money you can afford to lose. I mean, it's good to be able to lose it because you don't have that attachment, but respect it, right? So write down the level at which you're willing to say that my idea failed. If you have to use a percentage stop loss, 20%, do something. I've been in too many situations where I've had huge losing trades, 80, 90, 97% losers for no reason because I didn't follow a stop loss. And I didn't have to learn those lessons. You don't have to do it either. Stick to your stop loss. That's what it's all about. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm Big Cheds. We're having a good time. We're going to have a little dance party here on the way out. Just happy to be part of the community. Of course, find me on Twitter. Hope you reach out. Check out the book. Hope you enjoy the book. Check out the YouTube. Having a lot of fun with that. Keep grinding, right? Give yourself time. Give yourself time, all right, folks? Appreciate all the love.